It's been a month since everyone online believed that Trump passed away. It was a strange moment of shared delusion, but it was believable because Trump looks awful, sounds awful, and has suffered from an increasing number of gaffes. Like last week when he announced that nothing bad can happen, it can only good happen.
It can only good happen.
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
It's so good. I was quoting that for the past week, just throughout the day. I'll just stop and I'll think to myself,
Yeah.
nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
It's a fun little thing to sprinkle on your day.
Yeah.
So this weekend, the president's cognitive decline was on full display once again after he was either tricked or was intentionally misleading the entire population with a post about medical breakthroughs.
Finally. They said it couldn't be done.
And President Trump decided to cap off his very big week of medical breakthroughs.
Tylenol.
Which started with his baseless declaration that Tylenol causes autism by posting just an unbelievable video that showed how advanced medical science has been able to come in such a short time. They've been able to innovate since Trump cut all their funding and fired all their coworkers. It inspires creativity.
It does.
Trump seemingly confirmed the existence of what's being described as MedBeds. MedBeds.
They're real, folks.
And
they're fantastic.
He did this from his official Truth Social account. And the post featured a video of him talking about this incredible device and offering a MedBed card to every American. So it has to be true. The president posted it from his official account, a video that features the president himself describing something visually.
It looks like him. Sounds like him. It's him.
He posted it.
And it's real.
Yeah.
And no one ever has to die.
Ever again.
And we have no idea if Trump thinks that he actually appeared in this video. I don't remember saying that, but that's me.
That's
there
me.
I am. There I'm talking.
And that's also scary. If that's
yeah, maybe that's why he saw it and he was like, oh, I forgot that I did that. So he shared it to, notch another win for his administration.
Why is everyone mad at me? I completely redid the entire U.S. healthcare system in a matter of months and gave everyone access to beds that will literally sew your leg back onto your thigh.
Yeah.
And
you don't need the vaccine anymore.
No. Yeah, you just get inside.
Get in the bed.
Get in the jelly. Get in the jelly and breathe it in.
But for everyone who isn't 79 years old, this was obvious AI slop. Shows Trump appearing on a Fox News sort of show hosted by his daughter-in-law, Laura Trump. But why is the president tweeting literal fake news about a medical breakthrough that does not exist? This MedBed theory has been around for quite a while on the fringes of the far right. It's a QAnon thing.
Yeah. Well, their whole side belief is that MedBeds exist and have existed, and they're keeping John F. Kennedy alive inside of a MedBed.
Yeah, they saw Star Trek and the movie Elysium.
And Avatar.
And they said, well, clearly that is something that exists in real life, and for some reason they're hiding it from the rest of us. So they believe the government successfully developed these ultra-futuristic devices long ago. They can heal almost anything, but they're hiding it from the public for reasons.
Yeah.
It's straight out of a sci-fi movie. It's a theory that preys on people's basic fears of death through illness, which is especially relevant in this country where whether you die or not, it's going to cost you a lot of money if you have anything come up in terms of health.
It becomes more and more of a worry as the population ages, a population that voted primarily for Donald Trump, who are now going, well, hold on, the president just tweeted about this thing that can cure everything that's wrong with it.
A generation that is maybe the most selfish generation in human history, having to come to grips with the fact that pretty soon it'll all be over for them.
They're not
unless there's a MedBed out there waiting for you.
There's an easy cure out there. It's just being hidden from you.
Yeah, by liberals and Democrats. So the New York Times covered this movement last summer in an article where they spoke to a former paratrooper who was suffering from chronic pain and was also hooked on right-wing media.
Of all the wild conspiracies he'd discovered on Patriot Party news, the concept of MedBeds had initially struck Michael as the most far-fetched, even if it was also among the most popular. Every few days, someone else on the platform shared an illustration of a futuristic-looking chamber, sometimes with a doctored image of Trump superimposed in the foreground. The founder of the site, Armour, sometimes mentioned videos or podcasts about MedBeds that had become popular on the far-right corners of Telegram, Discord, and Rumble, and Michael clicked on the links, as did millions of others. The videos claim, with no evidence, that the U.S. military was already in possession of advanced or possibly even alien technology that could cure all disease and extend human life. There were said to be at least 3 types of MedBeds already in existence in secret military tunnels.
Of course, yeah, tunnels. You got to have tunnels.
If the theory doesn't have tunnels, I don't know, it's not working for me.
Because I ain't seeing it up here. It's
Yeah.
got to be in the tunnels. 1. A holographic MedBed scanned the body to instantly diagnose and then heal any sickness, no matter how severe. Another bed was able to regenerate personal DNA so people could regrow missing limbs in a few minutes. A third was designed for reverse aging and could rewind people's bodies to the age and condition of their choosing. Make me into a little baby again. I miss being a little baby.
Ooh.
The only holdup, according
That's why you don't see JFK around, because he's a toddler.
yeah. Yeah.
He's out causing hijinks, and he has been for like 60 years.
Yeah, he's the boss baby.
That's right.
And this is the thing, you don't hear about Brian Johnson much anymore because he's a baby now.
You know who he is?
Successfully de-aged into a baby.
JFK is actually that Lights Camera Jackson kid who is still 12 years old
Yeah.
to this day.
He's review bra. Because can you imagine being born in like 1900 and trying Dr. Pepper cherry for the first time?
Woo!
Yeah, you'd probably want to tell everyone else about it too.
All this riding around in cars, all I really want to do is sit in my backyard and eat fast food.
Yeah, because you take John F. Kennedy and you put him into prepubescence, he no longer has that Kennedy libido.
No.
So he's kind of unshackled from his
Yeah.
biggest vices.
Yep.
He has more free time to review soda pop.
And give his sister a lobotomy.
Yeah.
Of course. that's
Again.
all, yeah.
Sorry.
Anyways, back to the MedBeds.
The only holdup, according to the videos, was that a collection of liberal billionaires kept hoarding the technology for themselves. Those damn liberal billionaires.
That's why George Soros is a nice,
He's doing
svelte
great.
23 years old.
Looking good, sir. On the Patriot Party News audio feed, people speculated that MedBeds wouldn't be available to the public until Trump was back in control of the White House, at which point everyone would be invited to make appointments for free at a secret underground military base. We're going to reveal the MedBeds to the public, but we're still going to hide them deep underground in the tunnels.
This is like such creative writing because it's just like, all right, it would be really boring if they just put these at hospitals.
Yeah.
Which would be the most convenient place to put the MedBeds.
We're going to, listen, we'll come to you. We're going to put a sack over your head and put you in the back of a car. We're going to
Yeah.
make a lot more turns than we need to just
Yeah,
to
yeah.
throw you off. And you will get to the med bed. You'll get healed and everything. And then the sack goes back on the head and it's another windy ride back home. Because we don't want anyone knowing where the fuck these things are.
Do not get mixed up, though, because if you get back into the wrong van, you'll end up in Uganda.
That's right.
Yeah. They're bagging and tagging a lot of people right now.
But-
Some are going to the MedBeds.
Yeah. The good thing is the med bed can make you black.
Yes.
So you can blend in fine.
Uh-huh.
It can change your race.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. It can alter your DNA at the cellular level.
Yes.
It can make you black.
Uh-huh. So anyways, that's the kind of brain power we're working with here. It's just a nice peek inside the whole right-wing media ecosystem from a relatively safe distance, although we have to coexist with these people. Anyways, the guy in the article eventually finds someone who will offer him a med bed for civilians. He drove a few hundred miles and sat on a bed that vibrated. So, job well done. But at least that guy got something, even if it was just a vibrating bed. A lot of people just get scammed. Several other companies had started producing their own versions of med beds in the last few years. One company, Tesla Biohealing,
Oh, that's clever.
had purchased a half dozen old motels in places like Tampa, Florida, Dubuque, Iowa, and Butler, Pennsylvania, and then turned them into MedBed centers, where each room came equipped with proprietary canisters under the bed that provided what the company called life force energy.
I love that they didn't just buy the vibrating beds. They're just like, let's just buy the whole motel because that's where all the vibrating beds are. It's easy.
They come with it.
And just
You
change
gotta-
the sign from motel to like MedBed hospital.
You don't understand. You give me $1,000,
Yeah.
and then I go in the room and I put a quarter in.
No,
the
it's not.
machine
It
next
might
to the-
look like a simple, ordinary quarter. This is actually an energy disc, and it needs it to run. This one requires 2 energy discs for 10 minutes of MedBed usage.
That's the problem.
We
is,
have
like,
to disguise them as quarters, otherwise people will steal them.
Yeah. Wouldn't you? It sounds ridiculous, and it is. But like this is a guy who's like suffering from chronic pain. Who's like, they're promising they can heal anything. Like obviously these ones aren't going to work as good. These are the civilian models or the old models. But like
it is really like it is. You know.
They call it magic fingers.
Like imagining a better world, like if our healthcare in this country, like if you literally fix just one thing, and it was our garbage fucking healthcare system, so much of this fucking bullshit that we're living through right now would not be happening.
I don't know.
So many people's motivations for going completely insane are the fact that it costs so much fucking money to go to the doctor. That's where it all starts.
I think that there would be a drastic reduction, but on the other hand, when people have it too good, they fucking chaotically vote the other way.
Yeah, you see that, but like
it's just like people literally at this point. I'm of the belief that they just want to mix things up.
But like I guarantee, if you look up like MedBeds, if there was like a heat map of people talking about MedBeds on the internet,
it's the people with no access to healthcare.
In the United States of America, it would be bright red, and the rest of the world would be like little pockets here and there.
Yeah.
But I don't think people like who have access to a national healthcare system, where they don't have to stress out about medical bills, are chatting about MedBeds all day and like paying weirdos to take them to a motel that has a vibrating bed.
Yeah. Well, it might look bad. It might be like a unsavory location, but that's to throw people off the scent.
Yeah.
It's just like a sci-fi movie.
Bed there.
It's just like a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, it's like in Being John Malkovich, where the portal was in just like some shitty fucking office building because like no one would look
exactly
there.
So anyways, they throw a bucket under it and they're like, there's life force energy in there.
Yep.
Other groups are running scams on Facebook and charging $800 for redemption cards with a photograph of Trump's face and a code that they said would provide secret passage into the underground military bases where MedBeds were said to be ready for use.
You buy the card, like you don't know where the bases are, though. So what do you do?
If you have the card, someone will be in. They'll be on the phone. They'll be calling you, picking you up. It's all part of the plan that none of us are allowed to know about.
So, the President of the United States posted a video that appears to show him announcing this new medical initiative to millions of his supporters who now firmly believe that this is a real thing being hidden from everyone by the Democrats.
Great job.
President Donald J. Trump has announced a historic new healthcare system, the launch of America's first MedBed hospitals and a national MedBed card for every citizen.
Every American will soon receive their own MedBed card. With it, you'll have guaranteed access to our new hospitals led by the top doctors in the nation, equipped with the most advanced technology in the world.
Certainly there are a few who are hopelessly ill, and we're very excited to see the President of the United States announce this long-anticipated breakthrough from his official account, but it's not real. None of it is. You know this, but it's not the all-healing MedBeds, not the video itself, and now the truth isn't even real because he deleted it from Truth.
Yeah, the truth is not real.
Yeah, you guys weren't ready for that, but your kids are going to love it.
That one was scheduled for 2035.
I just want to know, like, it raises so many questions, like, why did he post this? Why did he delete it later?
Yeah.
What happened behind the scenes? I want to hear the conversations.
I don't know. I think the president has, like, a social media feed that's, like, just for him, and he's picking things off, and he sees it. He sees, like, Laura, and he's like, oh, my hot stepdaughter, or whatever he says in his brain. Then he goes, oh, me, me, even better. And then he listens and he's like, why are people always mad at me if we did these, like, the Trump healthcare system's doing great? Because his brain is mush. So he looks at this and he's like, everyone has access to MedBeds. I'm a hero.
Yeah, this is, like, the most senile thing he's done so far, and, like objectively more senile than anything Joe Biden did.
Yeah.
And Joe Biden was very senile. So that's saying a lot. Like, this is, if your grandpa did
Take
this,
the keys away.
Yeah, the keys are gone.
Yeah.
We're hiring some help.
So the truth is not even real anymore because he deleted it. He deleted the post about MedBeds, and in doing so, unintentionally left behind one hell of a sight gag because the link to his original post now reads, "This truth no longer exists."
I love that. That's great. That's a nice touch.
Yeah. Anyways, as we were writing this episode, the president tweeted another AI-generated video. This one featuring Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. In the original video, Schumer and Jeffries are talking about the looming government shutdown. But in the one that Trump posted Monday evening, Mexican music plays in the background while Jeffries wears a mustache and a sombrero, and Schumer speaks a completely AI-generated script where he says, among other things,
nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English. They won't even realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit. Illegals can't vote. I don't know why this has such staying power. Yeah,
because it works on his voters.
They can't vote. So what do you mean giving things to people who can't vote so that they'll vote for you? They can't. Ah! Yeah. Anyway, we cannot stress enough.
Also, sir, aren't you the one that just gave MedBed access to everyone?
Yeah, how much is that going to cost?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's paying? I ain't paying for these poor people to go in my MedBed. It's mine. I paid more in taxes than they did.
Yeah.
I should get to the front of the line.
Get out of my way.
It's my MedBed.
Literally fighting over something that doesn't exist.
Yeah. God, if I had no morals, I could exploit the shit out of these fucking goobers. And I wouldn't, even now, like I have morals, I wouldn't feel that bad about it. There are a lot worse things I could do. But like I would still feel bad enough that I'm not going to fucking do it.
You're cashing in on people's deepest hopes.
Yeah.
And their like actualized delusions because of their aging brains and the constant stream of conservative media that they've had just blasted into their eyes and ears for fucking 2 decades. Yeah.
So we cannot stress enough how insane it is for the president of the United States to be posting stuff like that. Like 2 in a row, folks.
Yeah.
He posted a fake medical healing device this past weekend, then posted a straight up racist AI-generated video about the people he's supposed to be negotiating with in order to keep the government operational, which like,
hello,
TikTok, the deadline's quickly approaching. Great stuff. And in another case of the president's brain not working properly, after declaring Antifa, whatever he thinks that is, a terrorist organization, he has decided to send troops into one of Antifa's known hideouts. The 130 square mile den of scum and villainy known as Portland, Oregon.
Oh, beautiful Portland.
Yeah, the show that like most famously in recent years had a comedy sketch show about like how twee and like harmless the whole place fucking is. We got to do something about Portland.
Just like even funnier than the LA posts is like the posts from Portland.
Like people just riding their bikes along the river.
So idyllic. Like I feel like it's insane.
Yeah.
Like just the most beautiful weekend. And it's like green and lush up there too.
Yeah.
So everything's very pretty, especially right now. And like clearly Trump is just being shown like over and over again clips from like the Floyd protests and other things.
Well, people have brought this up, and I think there's probably some truth to it. People are like, they're probably just, Stephen Miller's probably just generating AI videos to show Trump, being like, look what's happening in Portland.
It's
and
crazy,
just like
right?
Straight up AI, and he's like, oh wow, I'm fucking old as shit, and I can't tell the difference between AI and reality.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's the Associated Press with the Portland news.
President Donald Trump said Saturday that he will send troops to Portland, authorizing full force, if necessary, to handle domestic terrorists, as he expands his deployments to more American cities. Trump made his announcement on social media, writing that he was directing the Department of Defense. They keep dead naming the Department of...
Yeah. That's not what he said.
Yeah.
Quote the president, please.
Writing that he was directing the Department of War to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland.
War-ravaged Portland? What are you talking about?
This is like, it's so insane to read things like war-ravaged Portland, and he's sending in this department to take out domestic terrorists.
Yeah.
As if it's like a massive cell that is operating out of the Portland area. It's mind-boggling. Trump said the decision was necessary to protect U.S. immigration and customs enforcement facilities, which he alleged are under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. Oregon Democratic Governor Tina Kotek responded by saying Trump is abusing his authority by ordering troops into a city that she said is doing just fine on its own. She was joined by other government, police, and business leaders who all said soldiers are not needed and Trump is presenting a patently false picture of the city. We can manage our own local public safety needs. There is no insurrection. There is no threat to national security, Kotek told reporters.
No, we got to do Black Hawk Down in fucking Portland, Oregon.
Yeah. Many locals have also expressed their confusion about the deployment, considering they don't view their city as a, quote, war-ravaged hellhole.
Yeah, I mean, every city in this country has problems.
Sure.
War-ravaged hellhole is really not how I would describe any of them.
And this goes back to and this has been a couple times now, but this goes back to every time where even if there were an elevated crime rate in one of these cities, which doesn't seem to even be close to what he's trying to claim that it is in any of these cities. But even if that were true, it wouldn't constitute sending in the military to these cities.
No.
And that is something that he has done multiple times now.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. we've seen he's occupied how many cities at this point? And like
They
what
just
are they
stand
doing?
around.
They're standing around.
They're cleaning up, they're raking leaves, and they're pooping in their own Humvees.
Yeah, stinking it up. So yeah, this follows an announcement that he's going to be sending troops into, fuck it, spin the wheel, Memphis.
Yeah.
We're sending them into Memphis. Elvis would be proud. So yeah, we're getting closer and closer to this administration just having a military presence in every city that opposes him politically. Meanwhile, companies continue to just bend over backwards to please Trump, and YouTube is no different. On Monday of this week, it was announced that YouTube would be paying $24.5 million to settle a lawsuit brought by Trump, and he's going to use that money to build the most outrageously huge White House edition that you've ever seen. Great. Here's the Wall Street Journal with more on the settlement. YouTube has agreed to pay $24.5 million to settle a 2021 lawsuit that President Trump brought against the company and its chief executive over its suspension of Trump's account after that year's riot at the U.S. Capitol, according to court papers. The settlement makes YouTube, which is owned by Alphabet's Google, the final big tech company to settle a trio of lawsuits Trump brought against social media platforms in the months after he left the White House. Meta Platforms agreed in January to pay $25 million, most of it to a fund for Trump's presidential library, and X agreed to pay $10 million, much of it going directly to Trump, the Wall Street Journal previously reported.
Trump's share of the settlement, $22 million, will go to the nonprofit Trust for the National Mall, earmarked for the construction of a Mar-a-Lago-style ballroom Trump is building at the White House, according to the court documents. The White House has said the ballroom, expected to cost $200 million, would be funded by donations from Trump and other patriot donors. So maybe you're like us and you thought, okay, new ballroom seems like pretty low on the list of priorities, but how big and elaborate could it possibly be? Well, dear viewer, this thing is going to be a monstrosity that dwarfs the actual White House, and it is on the property, and it is done in Greco-Roman style, and it's coming in at a brisk 90,000 square feet, nearly double the size of the White House itself, seating for up to 650 people inside this back room, and it is covered in gold.
Of course.
Yeah.
Not real gold. Alibaba, like little templates that are painted with gold, but you can't tell the difference.
No. In fact, he did tweet over the weekend.
He's like, all
it's
this
the finest gold in the world.
And people were like, oh, wait, so is someone charging him for gold? Because that person is taking advantage of this man.
It was like Hobby Lobby or Home Depot, but someone found like the exact thing that they sold online, and you just paint it gold with spray paint. Mm-hmm. He was like, many world leaders are very jealous about all of our gold trimmings.
Mr. President, go up to one of those things and just tap on it with your fingers, please.
Construction is already underway, and the cost has allegedly been offset by wealthy donors, companies like Lockheed Martin and Palantir, and these lucrative media lawsuits that he just keeps winning.
Are you going to get tired of winning?
As for the interior, gold! Lots and lots of gold, shiny gold. In fact, you could say that Trump is obsessed.
I love gold.
and while he was, once again, supposed to be negotiating a deal that will keep the government open and responding to another weekend filled with shootings, Trump posted the following. Some of the highest quality 24-karat gold used in the Oval Office and Cabinet Room of the White House. Foreign leaders and everyone else freak out when they see the quality and the beauty. Best Oval Office ever in terms of success and look, President DJT.
So again, it's not 24 karat gold. It's plastic and like styrofoam.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you are someone who is like, yeah, Doge is great. I'm glad they're cutting all that. Like, I would assume that hearing that they're filling the Oval Office and the White House with all this actual 24 karat gold might make you pause and say, hey, wait a second.
No, it's okay when Trump does it.
What happened to all that money we're supposed to save?
Also, it's okay because unsuspiciously, Lockheed Martin and Palantir and other extremely wealthy billionaires are doing it to be nice.
They're doing it to be just because Trump's such a cool guy.
And that's why,
It's a gift.
specifically, the three biggest tech companies all settled unsuspicious lawsuits that they definitely could have won.
They felt bad. They're
Yeah.
just like, I'm sorry.
Look, at least
that
we're
was
getting-
fucked up.
At least we're getting a beautiful ballroom out of
We
it.
shouldn't have banned such a cool guy.
Exactly. Are bad.
All right, well, we have lots more to get to, including an update on everyone's favorite pillow CEO. Uh-oh, any guesses who that could be?
Don't tell him yet, Elliot. Wait until after the break.
But before we get too far into the episode, let's take a quick break to thank today's sponsors for supporting our show, starting with Ridge, makers of the Ridge Wallet.
That's right.
The slim and sleek wallet that has been truly life-changing for the both of us. We all used to have that big, gigantic dad wallet protruding from our back pockets. Am I right, fellas? It was annoying, it was painful, and it made your butt look weird. Luckily, we have evolved, and so has our card and cash storage technology. In swoops Ridge Wallet with its unique, slim, modern design that holds up to 12 cards plus cash. The Ridge Wallet is made with premium materials like aluminum, titanium, and carbon fiber, and over 50 different colors and styles to choose from.
I got the most boring one possible. Brown leather.
No.
That's right.
These babies have over 100,000 five-star reviews, and all Ridge products have a lifetime warranty.
The Ridge is literally the last wallet you'll ever have to buy, and you'll also have peace of mind knowing that all Ridge wallets have RFID blocking technology, which helps to keep you safe from digital pickpockets. Their wallets also have an AirTag attachment, so you'll never lose track of your most important items. And Ridge isn't just about wallets. They create premium everyday carry essentials like key cases, suitcases, and rings, all built with the same sleek, durable design. I love the tracker. Lost my wallet again this weekend. It was just in my pants.
Yeah, that's usually where it is.
But I found it with the tracker. No matter what you pick, though, Ridge has free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all of their products. And right now, for a limited time, our viewers can get 10% off at Ridge by using code ITDaily at checkout. Just head to ridge.com and use code ITDaily, and you're all set. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you.
This episode's also sponsored by Shopify. You probably already know them, probably already love them. It's Shopify, the best platform for shopping, hosting your own business, and keeping track of all of your shipments in one place.
Cha-ching!
Lots of amazing duos out there in the world. We're the perfect example, but actually the best duo is you and Shopify, of course. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business, from the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow.
Whether you're selling scented soap, offering outdoor outfits, or just selling cool t-shirts at internettodaymerch.com, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever or whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, up to 36% better compared to other leading commerce platforms. No matter how big you want to grow, Shopify gives you everything you need to take control and take your business to the next level. We love Shopify's simple and easy to use app because it keeps track of all your online shipments. You can even connect other platforms so that your tracking is all in one place. And yes, we used Shopify to make the merch store, and it is working great.
InternetTodayMerch.com. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., and Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's extensive help resources are there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow, grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/itdaily, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/itdaily now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/itdaily.
All right, back into the news now, and it's time for an update on yeah, you guessed it, Mike Lindell.
Oh, I hope it's good news.
Yes, sir.
I could use some good news.
Mike Lindell is, of course, the pillow magnate who risked it all for the president and lost. That was a gamble he did not win. Lindell took another L late last week when a federal judge in Minnesota ruled that Mr. Lindell did, in fact, defame the voting machine company Smartmatic.
Oh, geez.
But he might have found a way out of all this trouble using one easy trick. But first, here's the Associated Press with more on the defamation case against the CEO. MyPillow founder Mike Lindell defamed the election technology company Smartmatic with false statements that its voting machines helped rig the 2020 presidential election, a federal judge in Minnesota ruled Friday. But U.S. District Judge Jeffrey Bryan deferred until future proceedings the question of whether Lindell, one of the country's most prominent propagators of false claims that the 2020 election was a fraud, acted with the actual malice that Smartmatic still needs to prove to collect any damages. The judge said there are genuine fact disputes as to whether Lindell's statements were made with knowledge that they were false or made with reckless disregard to their falsity. He noted that the defense says Lindell has an unwavering belief that his statements were truthful. Maybe that's why he's been riding this for so long.
That's the cool thing about defamation is if you really fully believe in what you're saying, they can't do anything.
You got nothing on me.
Yeah.
I haven't cracked once. Even when they tracked me down to a drive-thru and tried to arrest me, I said, nope. I still believe they rigged the election.
Yeah. Still real to me, damn it.
Like one day, Lindell's going to be sitting in bed with his wife and be like, I never really believed that they stole the election, right? And agents are going to swoop in and they're going to say, we got him. Wow. He never believed it all along. And now we can get him for defamation.
This would never happen, I think, because he's not married. So
in the future, though, with his future wife.
Yeah, the future, the babe who marries him.
Yeah, the 30-year-old blonde Christian.
The
Anyways.
judge ruled there were 51 specific times when Lindell falsely claimed in documentaries he produced and through various media and personal appearances that Smartmatic interfered with the results. The court concludes that based on the record presented, no reasonable trier of fact could find that any of the statements at issue are true, Bryan wrote. Smartmatic attorney Eric Connolly said they will be seeking nine-figure damages from Lindell and MyPillow for spreading lies, telling lies about the company. Lindell told the Associated Press shortly after the Smartmatic ruling was filed Friday that he hadn't seen it, but that it was the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. Lindell went on to call Smartmatic one of the most corrupt companies in the world, and he vowed to keep fighting until its voting machines are melted down and turned into prison bars.
Like I said, he's got to keep this up. Otherwise, they can get him for defamation.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, my client 100% believes that this
still
happened.
believes it.
Yeah.
So how is Mike Lindell going to keep himself away from those prison bars and hefty fines? Well, here you go. An inconspicuously timed run for governor ought to do the trick.
That's right.
Because you can't be convicted of a crime when you're the governor of a state.
I
never
believe
happened
the
before.
Supreme Court said that. Yeah, recently, I believe.
Yeah. You spend the remaining time and money you have left on a failed bid for governor running against Tim Walz.
Good, great.
A great idea from a Pillow CEO who has been full of great ideas in recent years. Here's the Minnesota Star Tribune.
MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell is moving closer to a run for Minnesota governor, saying he has reestablished residency in the state after recently living in Texas. Lindell, who said he owns homes here and in Texas, acknowledged earlier this year he'd need to reestablish his Minnesota residency to run for governor. We're about 99% there, Lindell said of a possible gubernatorial campaign. I love the state. I love the country. And if I'm the only one that can win, that would be a shame if that opportunity slipped by.
Yeah, you got to give it a shot.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Everyone hates Tim Walz. Very unpopular governor you got there. They want change.
It's a shoo-in. Definitely waste the money. Lindell has said he'd run on a platform on secure elections and common sense if he seeks the governorship. As he nears a decision on a gubernatorial run, Lindell said he first needs to figure out how campaign finance rules could affect his business. Because I have Lindell TV, I have my own network, because I'm the face of MyPillow, what I can and can't do, he said. Can I still be the face of MyPillow on the commercials? We don't know.
Hello, it's me, Governor Mike Lindell.
You are now mandated to own one of my beautiful pillows.
The views of this commercial do not reflect the views of the governor's office of Minnesota. It is legally distinct.
But he will show up in your medicine cabinet if you do not use the pillow. Mm-hmm. The governor's in my bathroom again.
Make Minnesota comfortable again.
Hey, boom, boom. Couldn't help but notice you're on one of those Walmart pillows. So, quote, if you see this guy every day in a commercial, is that unfair advertising? I don't know that. Asked if he's spoken with Trump about running against Walz, Lindell said no.
He has not spoken to Donald Trump in years.
I don't
like
think he
5
has.
years.
Yeah, I think Donald Trump thinks
Trump
he's a
lost
loser.
his number. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like, okay. He was useful until it got embarrassing. And
Yeah.
he's like, okay, run along, Mike.
Mike who? Mike Pillow?
I don't
I don't think I've ever heard of that guy.
Never heard of
Did he bring me any kind of present in the past couple of months like the other CEOs? No? Okay.
I hear he's broke.
Sounds like loser energy.
Yeah. Now, speaking of strange characters from the alt-right, no one really exemplifies the insanity of 2020 quite like the QAnon Shaman, who became one of the more infamous members of the insurrection on the Capitol, thanks to, the horns and the fur and the face paint.
And the screaming.
And the big old stick and the yelling that he brought to the event. Jacob Chansley, a.k.a. the QAnon Shaman, was, of course, pardoned by Donald Trump earlier this year.
Smart move, sir.
Because he did nothing wrong.
That's right.
But no good deed goes unpunished, I guess. If you can't trust the QAnon Shaman, who can you trust? Because the shaman has apparently declared that, turns out, he is the rightful president of the United States. So he's suing Donald Trump for $40 trillion. These damages will be proven. Here's the Phoenix New Times in a rambling 26-page complaint that consists of a single paragraph that reads like a manifesto. Oh my God, no paragraph breaks? This thing sounds painful to read. Chansley alleges that his First, Fourth, and Second Amendment rights have been violated by a host of parties that are loosely related at best. Named as defendants are Trump, the Federal Reserve, the National Security Agency, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, the Bank of International Settlements, the State of Israel, Elon Musk's X-Corp, T-Mobile, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, and Warner Brothers Studios. Because Acme is definitely involved here.
Yes. Chansley says that the supposed cabal allegedly engaged in a conspiracy to systematically violate the American people's constitutional rights. Chansley, who is representing himself, filed the suit Monday in Maricopa County Superior Court. Given that it contains federal claims, albeit wildly specious ones, it likely belongs in U.S. District Court. The claims in Chansley's suit include that the central banking system and the Federal Reserve are unconstitutional, that the U.S. government is guilty of treason for prioritizing the interests of foreign financiers at the expense of the American people, that the NSA surveilled Chansley daily using the Patriot Act as he was writing a second Declaration of Independence.
Declaration of Independence 2.
Yeah. That all radio stations and most of their DJs are a part of the intelligence community, that a scene in the 2008 Christopher Nolan-directed Batman film, The Dark Knight, and many plot details in 2009's Avatar were cribbed from his writing and are proof that the NSA was spying on him, that the NSA catfished him on Facebook by contacting him while pretending to be actress Michelle Rodriguez, whom Chansley identifies as my celebrity crush, that he was then offered the opportunity to work with NASA covertly and help them deal with otherworldly matters, that his shamanic beliefs made him a perfect candidate to handle, that he was emailed by Donald Trump on January 8th, 2021 from an address of donaldtrump@nsa.gov, and that the government stole more than $100,000 in cryptocurrency from him.
This is quite the lawsuit.
Yeah.
My favorite.
If even one of these things is true.
My favorite part is the idea that the NSA is spying on all of us, not because they're up to anything, not because they're trying to prevent terrorism or something.
They're out of ideas.
Yeah, they want to see what you're writing, and if you're working on a screenplay and it's good, they're going to steal it, and they're going to call up Warner Brothers and be like, hey, we found it. We found it. That Batman script you were thinking about?
Look, Elliot, you say that as if it's some wild conspiracy, but I know it's not this administration, but the last Trump administration, that executive for Warner Brothers who made Suicide Squad was in the Trump administration. He was like the Secretary of the Treasury or something.
Steve Mnuchin.
Yeah.
Wonder what he's up to these days.
My ties.
He turned out to be, he is a piece of shit, but he did turn out to be, one of the moderating forces of the first Trump term that we are so sorely lacking this time around.
I guess, yeah.
Because he's a money guy and not stupid and not really politically, doesn't give a fuck. He just cares about money. So there was multiple times in Trump's first term where Steve Mnuchin's don't do that, sir. And Trump listened to him because he's richer than him.
Yeah.
He's oh, well, Steve's got a lot of money. So that's.
Well, it is interesting that, I know that monitoring goes far back, but the fact that they were monitoring him prior to 2008 in order to get the screenplay for The Dark Knight, is pretty impressive. Knowing that 20 years later or 15 years later, he'd be involved in some shenanigans down at the Capitol.
What this lawsuit is sorely lacking, though, for me at least, is tunnels.
Yeah, not enough tunnels.
Nothing about tunnels.
Yeah, well, he went through the front doors of the Capitol.
I guess
he didn't have to go through the tunnels.
Chansley concludes his complaint by declaring himself the first president of the new constitutional republic of the United States. The only laws in place in Chansley's new republic are the Bill of Rights and the original U.S. Constitution. He also said that Phoenix will be the capital of his new republic.
Boo!
All right, pass. I'm out.
Nope, done.
Nah.
Guilty. Get out.
Okay, so I know this sounds crazy, but
Hey,
let the man cook. The shaman demanded $40 trillion in the lawsuit, $38 trillion to pay off the American government's debt. What? And, $1 trillion to rebuild America's infrastructure. Okay. And another $1 trillion for Chansley's personal, emotional, mental, and spiritual torture and years worth of anguish. I mean, you can't put a price on that, but I'd say $1 trillion is fair.
yeah, and look, he's being pretty, good about it. One, cancels America's debt without really acknowledging where that money
I don't know
came
how
from.
that works.
And then $1 trillion, which will repair the entire country's infrastructure, and then the same amount of money for him personally.
Yeah.
But he did give the other 48 away.
Yeah.
Where it came from,
He's
who
actually
knows?
very generous.
Yeah, it probably came from a deal between Saudi Arabia and Electronic Arts.
So, that's very exciting. Speaking of, pro se, when you represent yourself, the guy that tried to shoot Trump on his golf course last year, the second assassination attempt, he had his trial in, the past couple weeks, and he represented himself.
Didn't he try to stab himself in the neck afterwards?
Oh, I don't know. But the trial itself was, of course, a train wreck because...
Yeah, it was very brief.
When you represent yourself in court, it's just the judge and the opposing counsel are just constantly being like, no, you can't do that. Can't do that. And apparently it was quite the tour de force. So he's probably going to prison for a very long time, probably the rest of his life. But speaking of large sums of money, looks like it's official. Our friends, Saudi Arabia, now they own video gaming. Thank God. We couldn't be trusted with it.
America cannot be trusted with these games.
I'm glad the trustworthy people over in Saudi Arabia's royal family now own video gaming.
That's right.
I mean, they already owned large stakes in gaming companies and esports teams, but this latest acquisition might mark the final end to a once great company. That company hasn't really been great in about 2 decades, but they were great at one point.
Yeah.
We're talking about EA.
EA Sports.
It's in Arabia.
It's in the Middle East.
Here's The Verge.
Electronic Arts has announced it is being acquired and taken private in a $55 billion deal involving Silver Lake, Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, and Affinity Partners, which is founded and led by Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. The deal is expected to close in the first fiscal quarter of 2027 and is still subject to approval by regulators and EA stockholders. If approved, it will mark one of the biggest buyouts of a publicly traded company. Now, it should be noted, since we've referenced it a few times recently, that Silver Lake, the investment company, is also one of the major stakeholders in the U.S. TikTok acquisition. So another just piece of the rapid right-wing domination of every aspect of the entertainment industry.
That's like David Ellison's son? Is that it?
No, Oracle is part of the TikTok deal as well.
But I think Ellison's son might be, I don't know.
Anyways, it's a bunch of really old, really right-wing billionaires who are buying up every single shred of whatever's left of the media. And now Electronic Arts will be a private company owned by Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, and Saudi Arabia. Hey, cool.
Cool.
I'm sure that they will have no problem with any of the storytelling in modern games, and nothing. They will have opinions on nothing at all.
Yeah. The Battlefield franchise has gone into hibernation once again.
There's a brand new Battlefield
I
coming out next month. Anyways,
honestly, the one good thing is they're gonna have to come up with an enemy for their Battlefield games that isn't just Muslim. That's kind of good. Get more creative, guys.
they're gonna take it back to Vietnam or something.
Yeah, fine.
Or do the World Wars again. Time to bring that back out.
Sure.
Which is a shame. I played the beta for the new one, and it's fine. It's a Battlefield game. I liked it. But EA's been a predatory company for a while, way too long. And maybe we just shouldn't play their games anymore. I mean, it's pretty easy for most people to avoid them.
Not
don't
if you
play
like
them.
playing sports games.
That's true. Yeah.
Although,
that's probably a large
they-
portion of that is so they want to own the FIFA games.
yeah, they got FIFA, they got NFL, Madden.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Basketball 2K is 2K.
Yeah.
So that's someone else. Who makes MLB the Show?
I believe Sony does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure Saudi Arabia has stake in all.
who makes Football Manager?
Gabe Newell? No.
No.
Anyways, that's it for today's episode. We will, of course, have more for you later on this week. But we have other videos for you to watch. They're going to pop up in a second. Make sure you like this video.
Please.
Please. I'm running out of ways to say it. Just like it. Click the like button. That's all we're asking. Leave a comment. Reply to a comment. Thank you very much. If you want to click the join button, that's great.
Oh, yeah, Elon's in the Epstein files.
Yeah. Check those videos out. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.